welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, this might be the greatest club in the NBA.
Ooh, Ed, I'm ready. I'm really relaxed, but I get worried. The letters MIA is actually a distress signal. I've seen it personally. A lot of players go missing in action in South Beach.
Well, come on inside the AAA American Airlines Arena and the start of this one here tonight. Won by the Philadelphia 76ers. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
You know, I'm going to say something that people probably won't like, but guess what? I don't care. I'm already crowning Ben Simmons as a top 5 playmaker in the league. His first true season, he had 18 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. He could finish around the rim and make everybody else around him look great. There's no doubt about it. He has all the ingredients to be the heir to the throne.
Waiters. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here in South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Simmons. Going to launch beyond the arc. Off the mark. No good. Dragic with it. Down just a couple. Richardson buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
The most important part for the offensive player is to create space. If you can create space, you can find your rhythm, and that's what we saw.
Carmelo Anthony with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. It's good. Has the hot hand and a 4-point play. Dragic with the basketball. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. To Waiters. For 3, and Dion Waiters good on the quick release that time.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
To Simmons, 4-3, and Ben Simmons, you have to like the confidence. No hesitation from deep.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up a 3.
Dragic to Waiters. Shot clock winding down. Dragic to Waiters. Fires the 3. He made his first effort, but not that time. Chandler's shot won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep him out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Missed a wide open look. Dragic into the front court. Down 3. And the basket good at the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Dragic with it. He'll run the offense. To Waiters. Nothing going here on that drive. To Richardson. Here's a chance from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. Lets it fly from long range. He's got it for 3.
There it goes in. The fact of the matter is some players aren't taking that shot on a regular basis, but still have the confidence to make them when you need them to.
Dragic to Richardson. has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
He missed that shot on his own. The defense didn't do anything on that play to make him miss.
Embiid to Anthony. Deep two there, won't go.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
To Dragic from long range. His first effort off the mark. Butler. No good. Oh, and a putback.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Try from the baseline, but it won't go down. Butler to bring it up. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. 3 for 4. Good start. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitor, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that he needs to keep it simple. If he's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
Butler into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Tyler Johnson guarded by Carmelo Anthony. To Dragic. And draws the foul. So Hassan Whiteside will go to the line to shoot 2. Hassan Whiteside, couple of free throws on the way. Not the best career mark, 62%. And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Butler to Redick. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was all over him. Dragic. Rebound taken by the Sixers. Oh, Ben Simmons. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. Deep three at the buzzer. James Johnson picked up by Carmelo Anthony. That ends the period. It's the Sixers out in front. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Rose into the front court. Margins 8. To Richardson. Rose. Slam dunk.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Butler to Simmons. Redick. J.J. Redick. He's going to get 3 shots here for his career, 89%. And hits the first free throw. Second and 3 is good. Hits all 3 free throws. Rose into the front court. 9-point margin. That's no good. In the front court comes Simmons. Looking to make something happen. That won't go. Richardson goes to the left side. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Butler. Has a look. The shot by Butler? No.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Drive here, but the shot stays out. Butler to bring it up. The lead stands at 9. Fires the 3, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Couldn't keep it in. Out off James Johnson. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Butler to Fultz. Going to launch beyond the arc. Markelle Fultz forcing that one there. Well defended. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Fultz. For 3. Rebound comes to Miami. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
That's a 5-second violation. Changes coming from both sides right now. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Into the front court comes Smith. His team on top by 8. Joel Embiid. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Derrick Rose, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. To Whiteside. Taken by the Sixers.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To Anthony. Fires the 3. And Carmelo Anthony. Zero hesitation as he knocks down the 3.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Redick to Butler. Here's a chance from long range. You on top. Jimmy Butler, contested three. He buries it. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
Miami with the basketball. Here's Smith, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Embiid. And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Hassan Whiteside. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Misfires. It's no good. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul. Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The 76ers absolutely dominated the competition in the first half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Heat have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Assists.
The Miami Heat struggled to play the angles and allowed too many passing lanes to exist. However, some credit has to go to their opponents for the way they move the ball. They've been taking advantage of this situation.
Player of the half.
Butler was a pickpocket in the first half, getting all kinds of steals. I'm interested to see if he can keep it up in the second half.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half.
Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Dragic with the basketball. Down a bundle. Is Smith. Knocked loose. And that's going to be off of Anthony out of bounds. So it's going to stay with Miami. Waiters. Has a chance. Shot by Smith off the mark.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Lets it fly from long range. Dragic to Smith. Here comes the screen. Ish Smith picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Ish Smith. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Over to the right side from long range. And Jimmy Butler all in stride. Catch and shoot 3 is good.
You know, every time I watch Jimmy Buckets, the tenacity he plays with on the defensive end, it just reconfirms the fact that he's been named an All-Star 4 times. He shot a career best 47% from the field in 2017-18. So when you think about trying to lock him up, you have to limit his touches, and you have to force him to catch the ball with his back to the basket. Make him put the ball down on the ground and make contested shots, because if you don't, Jimmy Butler will cut you apart.
To Anthony. Butler. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
Dragic to Waiters. Gets it in the right corner. Waiters to Whiteside. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Butler to Embiid. The Heat grab the board. Dragic into the front court. His guys down big. To Waiters. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Anthony with the rebound. To Butler. He was smothered and still gets it to go down. There's a toughness he learned under Tibbs at 2 stops, and no question that rubs off on younger players.
There is something that Jimmy Butler does that no other player in the NBA does. He gets into your psyche. He gets into your head each and every possession. He enjoys the process of the fight. Every single blow. There is a pleasure in the pain.
Butler into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Beyond the arc for 3. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Dragic. And it's Melo with the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
And that's going to be off of Anthony out of bounds. So it's going to stay with Miami. Waiters. Dragic to Waiters. Fires the three, and the rebound pulled down by Simmons. Anthony to Butler. Short jumper, and a putback.
Not really known for attacking the glass, but I like that hustle. We need to see more of that.
He'd have the basketball. Dragic to Waiters. Knocked loose. Waiters matched up with Jimmy Butler. Anthony. Off the assist.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Dragic with it. He'll run the offense. And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Waiters. Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To Butler. Markelle Fultz. Can't connect from in close. Miami's got it. Derrick Rose. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Butler. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Shot from the lane won't go. Third quarter comes to an end, and a great start for the 76ers. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Fultz. To Embiid. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Joel Embiid trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. And he can't convert the free throw. To Whiteside. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Markelle Fultz goes to the left side. Butler, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. To Richardson. And hits for 2.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Butler to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Fultz. For 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
There it goes in. The fact of the matter is some players aren't taking that shot on a regular basis, but still have the confidence to make them when you need them to.
For 3. Buries the 3. He's too good to leave that open.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Butler, that's off the side of the rim, no good. Fires the three, too easy. Defense has to communicate.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Richardson. To Whiteside. Working hard on the glass. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Sixers call for time as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the league.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Markelle Fultz to Redick. Here's a chance from long range. Well defended. Wide open look, won't go.
Wait, I'm sorry. You get paid how much money to miss shots like that? That can't happen.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First free throw is good. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. To Redick. Lets it fly from long range. Smothering D. Dragic with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Offensive and a putback slam.
Ooh, really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
It's the Heat with the possession. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Joel Embiid. He's now 4 for 6.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
The rebound belongs to the 76ers. To Redick. Has a look. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Redick. Sacrificing everything for the loose ball. Whiteside. Trying to cash in. Gets a shot up off the mark.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Waiters. To Dragic. It goes down. Oh, he's feeling good. Maybe too good.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Butler to Simmons. Deep left corner from long range. It's no good. Shots not going down. Dragic into the front court. Down a bundle to Waiters. Screen coming. Waiters matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Dion Waiters at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. And he missed the free throw. Oh, the Heat right there to take it away.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Has a chance. It's Embiid with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, that's a scary thing to watch.
The Sixers are victorious as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers added a win with today's solid victory. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the three ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Heat didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
The Philadelphia 76ers were able to stretch the defense because of how effectively they were scoring from long range. The opposition couldn't make the necessary adjustments and now have to settle with a loss.
Player of the game.
Butler played the role of facilitator today, and no one is more happy than his teammates.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top three plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's what's coming up for the Miami Heat. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.